What up, everybody? I hope you're having a good day. Today, we're taking a look at some videos about electromagnetic frequencies, smart meters, frequencies, and things. Let's get right into it.
Yesterday's conspiracy theory is today's consumer product. Here's how your Wi-Fi is spying on you. So here's what researchers did. They had a camera and a Wi-Fi router pointed at a room with people inside. The camera showed where the humans were. The router picked up radio signals like sonar. Then they trained an AI to match the patterns. This signal equals this is where the human is. Once the AI learned the pattern, they took away the camera, and the AI could still track people using only radio waves. It could detect human movement, body position, even in the dark, just from Wi-Fi bouncing around the room. Basically, your router is now a camera that sees with radio signals. No lens, no light, just constant surveillance baked into your home. Isn't that amazing? Yes.
Did you guys know about this? So the reason I do these videos, these are like, I started this out as like reaction videos is kind of what I had in mind, but I watched some other people on YouTube that didn't quite react to their videos. They're not really reacting. They were just where I saw some of these weird videos that I didn't hear about and these weird ideas and kind of structuring it and having someone talk along with it and have some fun and give their views and opinions on it and their real life experience and whatever else and have fun talking about their stories because that's what I'm trying to do here. I just got this channel started and I know that everyone has can sign up on an account and look up all these videos if they want to. I guess the purpose of this is supposed to be uh, just bringing these things to everyone's attention. I think about sharing what I would share with my friends, and I think about how I already share things with my friends and tell them about stuff, and now I can just do that here. I can do it with you guys, and I can actually start talking to other people that are also interested in these things. I'd love to hear comments, and I'd love to hear what other people believe about this stuff and their opinions and perspectives on it. Like that's kind of what this channel is supposed to be for. Is like, okay, so we're assaulted all the time with different media and different videos and different ideas and concepts, but have we taken maybe 3 seconds to look into it, or does anyone else feel that this is going on, or has everyone else had this suspicion for a long time, or just what is everyone thinking about all this stuff? It seems like it seems like not too long ago, after we were all locked in our houses for a little bit, we started questioning things, and a lot more people are open to question different ideas, and these ideas don't always seem so foolish, if you ask me. It's weird. There's too much weird stuff out here. But either way, you guys obviously can watch whatever you want and you can type it in exactly what you want and they're going to do it great. But the point is just to kind of have a conversation, try to create a community and see what's going on with all this stuff and trying to make sense of it all and also I love to share my experience with things that I see around that I'm interested in, like old world buildings. I would love to keep on giving more information about those or looking some up in my area. Like there are many other channels that do great jobs with old world stuff, and I enjoy that stuff so much too. And I happen to live in a unique area where I'm close to one of the first house with electricity ever in the world. The first house with electricity in the world. Let's look this up. Well, no, we'll do some research on that later. I'm positive that's the thing. We have the one. It's the Hearthstone in Appleton, Wisconsin, and we also had the first hydroelectric powered trolley. And it's weird to know. It's fascinating that we would be the place where electricity we had the first house with electricity. Like, what put us on the map that was so interesting about Appleton, Wisconsin? I love Wisconsin. I was born and raised in Appleton, Wisconsin, but I got to tell you, I don't think it's that. There's nothing here where I would be like, oh, that's the coolest place to put electricity for the first time. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. But either way, that's a rant about me telling you that you guys know where to find some really crazy stuff, but I'm trying to understand where everybody's at, and I'm just trying to float out all these ideas and seeing if anyone else is feeling the same way or getting the same vibes. Just kind of using our gut intuition. I'm not, if you want a really a smart guy, in-depth analysis, maybe this isn't the right channel. I'm trying to just use my gut and my natural senses and my natural curiosity to look at the world and ask questions and just kind of ask questions about all this stuff that I see and all these conspiracies and all this interesting stuff we come across. So I hope that's interesting to you because that's what I plan on doing here. And I hope that's cool because I don't want to just show you just nonsense clips. Hit the clips.
People are always talking about smart technology, but I really don't think they know what it means. Let me break it down for you. Smart cars, smartphones, smart cities, smart homes. Did you know the word SMART is actually an acronym for self-monitoring, analysis, and reporting technology? It's a smart illusion of safety.
Self-monitoring and reporting technology. Self-monitoring and reporting technology. Smart. Everything that's smart. Everything. Just reporting back your information, sir.
So by now, everybody knows that they should be protecting themselves from EMFs. Wait, you don't know this? All right, quick rundown. So EMFs stand for electromagnetic fields, and they are emitted from all electronic devices like your cell phone, 5G, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, etc. So why is this a problem? Well, for starters, EMFs damage your DNA and cause oxidative stress in the body, leading to a whole host of negative side effects, including, but not limited to, headaches, heartburn, shallow breathing, heart problems, fertility problems, erectile dysfunction, missed periods, increased depression, insomnia, weakened immune system, high blood sugar, high blood pressure, stomach aches, low sex drive, tense muscles, and more. And while I'm not
We know how the body is so interconnected, so you probably mess with one thing, the whole rest of the system collapses. It's probably not that hard to affect everything like that, even though, you think, well, how is it affecting this and that and that? It's probably a cascade of things like many other diseases. Just saying, just my thoughts. Once again, just thinking, just saying and thinking and saying.
going to go into every single one of these, I do want to point out some key factors. Like this diagram here shows, fellas, if you keep your phone on in your pocket or use your laptop on your lap or use your phone right up against your head, it affects the pituitary gland, which therefore downregulates testosterone production and ultimately reduces sperm count, motility, testosterone, and yes, even erectile dysfunction. Another one of the main concerns regarding EMFs is cognitive decline. As this study here shows, EMFs contribute to memory loss, poor concentration, sleep disturbances, headaches, dizziness. Look at this diagram here. This is how cell phone radiation penetrates the brain. If you use your phone right up against your ear, don't do that. Use speakerphone, all right? This is an adult brain. This is a 10-year-old, and this is a 5-year-old.
I was fascinated in this because we forget that not only the development of their brains as they're using as children are using phones, but literally their brains absorb the issues more. It's like you give them McDonald's and their bodies can't handle as much poison, and they pass out and whatever. And as Bill Burr says. And so they just don't have a tolerance for that, but for food things, obviously, and different substances like that, but also for things like electromagnetic frequencies, so they're even more sensitive, so it has a more profound effect on them. So That's something I never thought of in that sense, that it actually is literally worse for them physically in that sense. And I'd always, it depends on, I'm sure, how close you hold it to your head and everything else too, and how long you're doing this stuff. We can only prevent this for so long. But if I have long conversations on the phone, I usually, uh, I'm in a space where I can have a long conversation, and that's usually somewhere where I can set down my phone on speakerphone. But that's just me.
Look how much deeper it penetrates because their skulls aren't as thick. Now, I could go on and on about the harms of EMFs, but I encourage you to do your own research because there are literally thousands of studies that document the negative effects of EMFs. So how can you protect yourself from this harmful radiation? The best way is to reduce exposure, turning your phone on airplane mode, unplugging your Wi-Fi router, moving away from power lines, getting outside in nature, and connecting your bare feet with the earth. This is called grounding, which will reduce oxidative stress caused by these electromagnetic fields. I realize that in today's modern world, it can be increasingly difficult to get away from technology and out in nature, which is why I wear this necklace 24/7. This has a silicone resonator chip in the middle there, and it's surrounded by sacred geometry. What this does is transform the external EMFs into corresponding frequency at a harmonized, coherent rate. So what that means in English is that this draws in the chaotic energy from the EMFs and harmonizes it with your body's natural.
Does this not seem like complete woo-woo? I mean, I don't know how this stuff works, but I also don't know how a cell phone works. And it seems like woo-woo if you said, "Here, let me send you a video to your phone," and you can just send a video somehow. I don't know where it goes. I don't know what's in between this and the tower. I don't see it do anything. Nothing's happening. It just goes somewhere. I don't know what happened in the phone that's going on. I don't know what happened in the tower. I don't know how many places it pinged off of, where that was. I don't know how it knows where I am, and I don't know how it knows where I am, and also that I'm on a VPN, and I don't know any of that. So and I don't know. I don't get how the little necklace, that size little necklace, whatever he was showing, I can't see in my camera. His little necklace there is supposed to help the field all the way around you, or how much of it helps you. Does it just help in that little spot there? I don't know. I don't. I'm probably try that someday. I'll probably buy one of those necklaces, just like everything else, and just try to do this. I would definitely want to get rid of some electromagnetic frequencies that are unnecessary, if at all possible.
Frequency neutral.
That when you apply the cell phone tab to your cell phone, that it aligns chakras, energy bodies, clears the mental and emotional fields, makes organs function better, and it is basically taking a discordant energy of your cell phone and turning it into a electromagnetic field that is beneficial to the body. Because as you know, HeartMath has shown that we do have that electromagnetic field, the torus, around our heart. That's about a 6-foot wide toroidal field. And so we are a bioelectromagnetic body. And what we see with people that have such sensitivities to EMF is that if you have a discordant EMF, and EMF is a part of all physical reality.
So this is one thing when he's saying is that, this is another point. These electromagnetic frequencies are all around us. And he's saying that if they're discordant, I think was the word he used, if I'm not mistaken. And so that makes a little bit more sense. At least you're like balancing in that area what's happening, like just making sure the flow is correct, whatever it is. You're not squeezing it or whatever the case is, or the flow is arranged in its right spot so that whatever energy is passing through this area, is maybe a little cleaner of some sort. I also put in this guy because I like to take advice from people that look like they're healthy. This guy looks gummy, fresh, gummy. He's got, he's got a fleshy, nice, good fleshy flesh, like not like me sagging, dying, falling apart over here. But you get what I'm saying. And I don't know, he seems clear, like, right? That's what the vibe I'm getting. Could be wrong. He's got the jewelry on though, you know. He's got a microphone. He's on TikTok. You know, I'm making a video of him here now. You're hearing about him, you know, is so it's got to be real, right? It's real at 100% real. No, but the difference between having that energy balanced between compared to unbalanced, however that means, or discordant, or whatever the word he used, that makes sense to me because it's always around us and we can't like escape it necessarily unless we are in a cage, a Faraday cage.
So EMF in itself is not bad, but it's the discordant ones that can come in and basically knock you off center balance, and that is where you receive all of those EMF sensitivity issues. And so the tensor fields are simply harmonizing water electromagnetic fields and all other energetic fields. And so it was mentioned here that when you apply the cell phone.
Yeah, I just wanted to put that one in there, yeah, for the reasons I already said.
Here's the most dangerous source of wireless radiation that you probably are not aware of. Smart meters are without a doubt the most powerful and dangerous source of radiation that most people have no clue about. Smart meters emit pulses of wireless radiation 14,000 times a day, every single day of every single year, without your consent. This report found that
when he said 14,000, I just thought, like, don't they like basically don't you need maybe one, maybe two a day, a night, you know, capture at the most data that you need? I mean, we only get a bill every whatever month, whatever it is for you guys, however it is, you know, not every day, not 14,000 bills every, you know, billing cycle or what.
smart meters are 160 times more damaging to the body than cell phones.
Dang.
Considering the fact that cell phones are already linked to cancer, DNA damage, and oxidative stress, the fact that smart meters are 160 times more damaging than cell phones is pretty scary to think about. If possible, make the switch to a standard analog meter. This will vastly lower the amount of radiation that you're exposed to. Also, you can get your smart meter removed and put elsewhere on the property, which I highly, highly recommend. Any bit of increased distance between you and that smart meter is a good thing. If you can't get your smart meter removed or replaced, what I used to do when I had a smart meter on the back side of my house that I couldn't do anything about, I put an EMF protective blanket made by No Choice on the back side of the wall right where the smart meter was, and I would also just walk around the house in my EMF protection. If you want to check out the EMF protection that I personally use, tap on my profile, you'll see everything right there. Much love. Cheers.
So another thing I think about is you're not right next to that smart meter, like you said. You're holding that phone on your pocket against your face all the time, but you're not like, you know, hi, smart meter. But maybe you are. Maybe you are. And who am I to judge?
I have the Aries tech all over my house. People are arguing online. Yeah, it's a gimmick. It doesn't work. Well, there's a bunch of technology around it. This is a microprocessor built by their Russian operatives that worked for the part of the military.
It's really important to know before we get further into this that I'm still working on this YouTube channel, and you know, we need there's improvements constantly coming, and one of the improvements is this. It's a fart noise. I can put a fart noise in. It's the only fart noise I got right now. It's the sounds like it needs to be a little bit louder. I'll turn up that fart noise too. We'll get on that.
They were working with radar and they wanted to protect their soldiers. So they took that technology and they built a company. This is the company that's sponsoring the UFC right now as well. So I have this. I have a large credit card that I sleep next to my bed. I have them in my children's room.
And what does that do?
It harmonizes and manages and mitigates the electromagnetic pollution and electromagnetic radiation that's everywhere. Because your cell phone works, right? Can you get a signal? Can you make a phone call?
Yeah, that thing
It
everywhere.
works. It's pretty magical, right? Well, what are those waves doing to you? How are they hitting your body? They told me, because I did brain scans with them last week at Tim Welch's gym, there's square waves that hit you, and nature comes in a sine wave that can be discordant, and it throws you out of balance.
using the same kind of language. But the reason I put this one out there is because he said it was sponsored by the UFC, so it must be a popular enough product where they're pushing it hard, or maybe it's just because Joe Rogan can push things like that or is into that kind of stuff too, and people who follow the UFC are probably comfortable with Joe Rogan and are comfortable with him, advertising for something like this, even if it is, medical grade baloney, whatever it may be. Uh, but it's interesting, and yeah, it's really interesting, very interesting. Yeah.
Look at this, guys. Power meter access point, multiple log.
Nope.
Well, we don't need all the cable modem stuff anymore. See, they lied. They told you that the chakras in your biofield, your aura, were fake and foo-foo. Stay away from it. You don't need to know about that, because they do. Then they put the DNA analyte soft robotics inside of humans, and then they log in with the quantum on those same auric layers and electrical fields. It's your toroidal field. Why, and how, blah, blah, blah. Whoa, folks. Used to have those. It was me and the cats, that's what it was. And I said, you damn well know what the UFO stuff is because you use SOSA and MOSA, which is Sensors Open Systems Architecture and Modular Open Systems Approach. You beam a signal down at the baseline carrier wave of your satellite company coming in on the cable modem. There's your body area network. We decide what changes we're going to make. Now, once we radiate your biofield, your electrical field, we're routing data, or who knows, your body's natural response is going to be to shift neural nets around to try to block the inflammation, to put cells back where they should be. Now you're feeling psychic, you're empathic, you're telepathic. Yeah, every human is. It's just neurons. But the more that your cells are pulled apart, electrically decoupled, and then blocked again for what they want to naturally do, well, what the fuck do you think an autoimmune disorder is? The immune system can't do what it's naturally made to do. You're electrically being fucking fried, and from the inside. And what do you know about it? Not a fucking thing. But Amazon Shipping Services in August was given permission to mesh network with you for faster shipping services. They sold your ass. No maybes.
This Sabrina Wallace has a lot of really interesting stuff. She just spits it out, and she's got acronyms in there, and it's really hard to keep up with a lot of that. But I think we should all be assaulted by that by a little bit until maybe it starts to soak in one of these days, and we catch some of those ideas. Saying Amazon already is using you and sold you in your location to help them better, and you allowed that already. I believe it. I believe it. I believe they could do it. I believe they would do it if they could. I believe it. Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, I appreciate you guys being here. I don't know how to really do this whole channel thing yet. I kind of want to give you something that seems uncut. I don't want to do too much editing. I haven't done editing in any of these videos besides trimming off the front and trimming off the back. I just want to make it seem like we're hanging out and having some fun, looking into some of these things and enjoying ourselves. If that seems good to you, just keep on hanging out. Leave some comments below. Tell me how I'm doing. Leave some comments below. Tell me about what you think about the stuff you've seen today. And like and subscribe, because I'll be back tomorrow. Have a good one. Thanks, guys.